The Constitutional Court was established in 1994 by South Africa's first democratic constitution after the adoption of the interim constitution a year earlier in 1993. Then President Nelson Mandela described the inauguration of the Apex Court as historic.
It is a historic occasion, and all of us will look back to this occasion with fond memories.
He said,
the main objective of establishing the court was to protect the Constitution and the fundamental human rights it entrenches. Amongst the many groundbreaking judgments the court delivered since its inception 3 decades ago include, amongst others, the abolition of the death penalty, affirming of gay and lesbian rights, the right of prisoners to vote, and the 2002 landmark court action between the Minister of Health versus the Treatment Action Campaign, which compelled the then President Thabo Mbeki government to provide patients with access to HIV/AIDS treatment through the provision of antiretroviral drugs.
The anxiety of the applicants to have the government move as expeditiously as possible in taking measures to reduce the transmission of HIV from mother to child is understandable. One is dealing here with a deadly disease. Once a drug that has a potential to reduce mother-to-child transmission is available, it is desirable that it be made available without delay to those who urgently need it.
More recently, some of the more prominent judgments of the Apex Court included the unanimous March 2016 Nkandla judgment regarding the President Jacob Zuma's use of public funds for the upgrade of his private homesteads in KwaZulu-Natal. Zuma was ordered to pay back a portion of public funds, a ruling which affirmed the court's authority to hold those who exercise public power to account.
With this constitutional injunction, an order will thus be made that the President's failure to comply with the remedial action taken against him by the public protector is inconsistent with his obligations to uphold, defend, and respect the Constitution as the supreme law of the Republic, to comply with the remedial action taken by the public protector, and the duty to assist and protect the office of the public protector so as to ensure its independence, impartiality, dignity, and effectiveness.
Reflecting on 30 years of the ConCourt's existence, Acting Deputy Chief Justice Mbuyiseli Madlanga reiterated the Apex Court's mandate to uphold constitutionalism through the protection of citizens' rights and keeping the powers of both the executive and legislative branches in check.
I would say to South Africans, the purpose for the existence of this court is to defend and protect their constitutional rights. And I would say to them that they must have trust and confidence in this institution as that defender of their rights. It did that from the beginning, and I say it will continue doing so into the future.
However, the ConCourt has had to contend with challenges from a number of political and civil society quarters at times, as some persist in undermining the court's role and questioning its impartiality. Legal researcher at the South African Institute for Advancement of Constitution and International Law, Nicholas Head, credited jurists with withstanding criticism both within and outside the Constitutional Court.
Long-term, short-term, etc. What I can say is that the court has faced political pressure in the form of criticism, in the form of allegations and accusations of overreach, of being subversive. I think the former Deputy Chief Justice, Dikha Moseneke, he says in his book that there were allegations at one point of himself and one of the other judges being CIA operatives. So the court has faced its fair share of political opposition. But my sense is that the judges don't allow that to get to them. They can't afford to. The mission, what they have to accomplish day to day alone is just, it's too great and it's consequential. Because we must remember that the court not only serves the individuals who appear before it, whose matters serve before it. So the cases that they decide not only affect those 2 or 3 parties, it affects the entire country. Binds all other lower courts, binds itself. As one JSC commissioner said not too long ago, the court says what the law is for everyone for all time. So that's a monumental task that the judges have to wake up and attend to every single day. They can't allow political pressure to get to them. And my sense is that they don't. They're concerned by it, no doubt, or I imagine that they are, and 1 or 2 of the judges, I think the former Chief Justice, Justice Zondo, is on the record expressing his concerns. And it is concerning. It should be concerning to all of us, because this building here, whether you like it or you don't, is here to protect us all. And so if they can buckle under pressure, if the executive or anyone else can bring enough pressure to bear to cause this court to buckle, then it makes us all vulnerable.
Justice Madlanga acknowledged the challenges that comes with their task to adjudicate on complex and sensitive matters. But he reiterates their constitutional obligations to dispense the law without fear or favor.
I'd say that I have ever had sleepless nights, and I think I speak for my colleagues as well. We take an oath of office, which is contained in the Constitution, which requires of us to dispense justice without fear, favor, or prejudice. So if I am sincere in that oath that I have taken sincerely, I should not have sleepless nights, and I don't. But that does not mean that the work that we perform is not hard. It is quite hard. It requires reflection. And so we have to be serious about what we do. So there are challenges to the extent that what we do is not easy, but not challenges of the nature that you refer to.
Another of the court's key milestones of late include President Ramaphosa's appointment of the country's first female Chief Justice, Mandisa Maya, to succeed Justice Raymond Zondo in September 2024.
Thank you for supporting women in the judiciary and ensuring that they too get a chance at the driver's seat of the institution. In your short 2 years as Chief Justice, an institution that managed to have only 1 woman appointed as a judge president in 27 years suddenly gained 2 women judges president, more women deputy judges president, a woman deputy chief justice, and now in 2 weeks, a woman chief justice.
For SABC News in Johannesburg, I'm Tsepo Ikaneng.